Hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Coins Monster. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all doing okay, staying safe. COVID is no joke. I should know. I got it recently. You'll have to excuse me. I've been off for the last couple of days, just trying to recover a bit. But tonight's weekly candle close, this close was important, so I'm here writing it with you. Alright, so Bitcoin. It managed to close the daily above 36, and that was good. That was a good weekly candle close. $36,308, that was the close for Bitcoin. Extremely healthy, and it looks like this plan is going to work out just fine. Now, I do think Bitcoin is stuck in a range. Okay, I've talked about it in the previous videos. I think this is the same range that Bitcoin is going to play out. Now, even though it closed the daily above 36, I think it's going to come back down and retest 34k. Okay, it has dropped down to 33, almost 32, right? But I think it's still going to come down and retest. Okay, 34k, maybe 34.3, somewhere around there, but it's going to play out this range. Okay, so don't be fooled. For the next month, we're still in the chop zone. All right, we're still in an extreme chop zone. So trading is going to be very hard. Now, unless you're an expert trader, this zone is difficult to manage. Okay, we've talked about this before right here. This was one whole month of chop zone. Well, almost 3 weeks. This was a month and a half. Okay, almost a month and a half. And this was entire chop zone. So for the next month, you're not looking any big moves. Okay. Now, when Bitcoin is at the bottom around 34,000, if you want to open trades, basically think of it as a range. Okay, if it comes down to that bottom, you can open your trades. Now, if it gets back up to about 36, 37, look to take profits. Okay, just like today, in the trading room, I sent people a message asking to book in some profits on their trades, which they took last night. Now, this is the reason why, because I think it's going to come back down and do a retest. Okay, it needs to do a retest of 34k. It has not done so. Okay, so it dropped to 33,400. Then it just bounced straight up. This is the automatic rally that led it all the way up to 36 for today's candle close. Now it has to come back down and test 34k, low 34s, to test the support. Okay, it's a healthy one. It's a healthy one, but if you've taken some trades, so book in your profits. Okay, don't let them go, and just wait for a better entry on a couple other coins. Okay. Now, chop zones, especially in this Bitcoin structure, are difficult to manage. Why? Because I've mentioned this before. Bitcoin is playing out a bear market structure. Okay, you got Bart Simpson here, Bart Simpson here, then another Bart Simpson. This is actually inverted, but it's a tricky one to find out. And I think this is going to be the bottom of Bitcoin. Okay, after this chop, it will be confirmed, but I just need to see maybe 2 more touches down to 34k and 35k. Then I can confirm it's the bottom for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, a couple of altcoins, they did make a big move. Okay, 20-30% gains out of the altcoins. That was not bad at all. Okay, especially Phantom, Luna, and what's it called? Matic. Matic was a good one. But all these trades, they were profitable mainly because they were to be taken as long tokens. Okay, I did mention that in the screen share yesterday for the private group, private community, and it does look like they paid out, but we still need to see a range. Okay, so taking trades in these areas is extremely risky. Now, when I take a look at the 4-hour time frame on all the coins, they look pretty healthy. Okay, they still have room to go up, but because Bitcoin is stuck in a chop zone, which I think is going to play out till tomorrow, okay, the bottom up to 34k, I think it's going to take maybe a day to play out, and then we can see a rally towards 37, then 38, 39. Okay, now this is a massive channel on Bitcoin. Okay, it doesn't look like it, but this is a massive channel. Okay, so if we take this beginning right here and go towards the end of the channel, it's 27 days. That's why I'm thinking it's going to take a month to play out. So 1 month of chop, and trading is going to be hard. Now, if this is the bottom for Bitcoin, okay, if this is the bottom for Bitcoin, then this is going to play a massive breakout towards the end of the month. Okay, and towards the end of the month, we will be looking for a rally towards 54 to 58k. Okay, that has still be the plan, as it has been for the last month, mainly because this is a very, very bullish pattern. Okay, it's a falling wedge, and it's going to print a double bottom. Okay, so the first bottom was here in the summer, May to June and late July, and now we're going to print another double bottom, but I don't think this is going to last 3 months as it is before. Okay, this was still halfway through the bull run. This period right here is the end. It's only going to maybe last a month. Okay, so in 1 month, let's say from Feb to March, end of March, I think the whole Bitcoin rally will be over. Now, if this is the bottom for Bitcoin, then the accumulation phase for altcoins should take place almost towards the end of this month. Okay, so looking at the first week of Feb into the second week of Feb, that's where the final accumulation phase should take place for all these altcoins. I'm personally going for the altcoins that have not had yet their massive moves. Okay, those are the ones that I will be picking. Now, Matic, Phantom, I'm not really interested in. Neither I am interested in Luna, AVAX, because like I spoke about it a couple of days ago and yesterday's in the private community screen share, these coins, they've had their massive rallies. Okay, the massive rallies, and their 60x, 70x have already been played out. Now, in order to get another 20x out of them, it's going to take a lot of capital, and the market cap has already reached 2 billion, 3 billion. We're not interested in those. Okay, now it's a big percentage, so that has already gone up, and in order to make a decent percent, we have to invest a lot of money to maybe get another 100%, 70%, and that to me is not worth it. Okay, so that is why I'll be picking altcoins that still have a lot of room to grow, and the TA says they have a lot of room to grow on them. Okay, in the next couple of days I will be discussing all these altcoins. I'm still finalizing my list, but I will be discussing what altcoins they will be. Right now, today's stream, the main purpose of today's stream is to discuss with you why Bitcoin had to take a massive drop. Alright, now first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the dollar index. Now, many people miss it, but the slightest move on dollar index can actually cause a lot of pain on Bitcoin. Alright, now this was an extremely bullish move. on the dollar. It was a bearish retest of a channel that it already broke. It has had 3 candle closes that are bearish. Now we have to see if this forms a bullish flag, but I think it's actually going to come back down. But this is going to take a month. Okay, this whole play is going to take a month. Its dollar index is still in a falling channel. It's a falling wedge. It should come back down before it can break up. It does not have the strength to break up. Now on the weekly, I do see there's a little bit of move left on the dollar, but this will get very exhausted in just a couple of days, maybe about a week. Okay, and it's going to take another week and a half for it to start coming down. Okay, so dollar index is what caused the pain. This little move, only a couple of percentage, it's like 1% of the move in dollar caused another 20% drop in Bitcoin. Right, so it's pretty powerful. And when this actually happens, when the dollar index drops by about 1.82%, it's actually going to cause a big move in Bitcoin. Okay, that's why I think the bottom is almost in for Bitcoin. I just need to confirm after this pattern is completed. Okay, now the other thing is the SP 500. The dollar index has caused a lot of damage to the SP 500 as well. Okay, now we can see it's still dropping. Okay, it's still dropping. This actually still has a little bit of room to go down. Now, my personal view says it's going to stop around this range. Okay, it's going to accumulate and then go again for another move to the upside. But this move, don't let it fool you, it's not going to go and break the all-time highs. Okay, this is only going to get as high as maybe around 4,700 level. Okay, because it's going to be a strong move, but that's because it's a one bottom here. It's going to make another bottom here in this range. Okay, now the double bottoms, they do play out, but as I've said before in my previous videos, Wyckoff distribution, that is what's happening around here. Okay, so when it does go up after a small accumulation right here, it's going to be only a bearish retest. It's not going to break an all-time high, nor it's going to get close to its all-time high. It's just going to be a double top with most likely a bearish divergence, and it's going to throw it, it's going to roll over in the end. Okay, and why do I see that happening? Well, it's already formed around the top. Okay, now these are bearish patterns. Now this period, this small zone right here, is what's going to happen on the right hand side. That is what happens usually in Wyckoff distribution phases. Alright, now same goes with DJI, the Dow Jones Industrials, and they don't look like they have that much strength to break an all-time high now. It's the same thing around the top. It doesn't happen in a day, but it's definitely going to happen. It's a Wyckoff distribution, so by the end of the next 2 months, I think this is going to be all over for the Dow Jones, for the SP 500, and for Bitcoin. But just need a little bit more time. Okay, good news is this drop in Bitcoin just bought us another month. Okay, it just actually bought us another month. Now, if it had just bottomed out from here and just went all the way up to 54, 55 like I've been saying in the previous videos, this would not give the chance to make enough gains very quickly, and we all know the whales, they're interested in the percentage gains. Okay, now from this bottom right here at 40,000, it's only a 20% gains, but if it's taken from this bottom right here, it's 55% gains. Now this is more of interest to all these whales, the institutions, because they have a higher reward ratio than the risk in comparison, from 40k all the way up to 50k, plus they can dump on all the retail investors right almost towards the end. Okay, it just gives them a lot of gap. Now, the other reason is the total market cap. Now, total market cap, if it gets only a healthy retrace, it does not leave enough percentage. Okay, it doesn't leave enough percentage. Now, if it goes from this bottom, it's going to make a double top or triple top. Alright, there we go. That's a 73% gains. Now, this move can move the altcoin market cap. Okay, 73% gains, 73% of increment in the total market cap of crypto is actually going to make an alt season happen. Okay, whereas if the market already kept going from 2 trillion all the way up to 2.68, that's only a 30%. That is not enough for an alt season. Okay, it's not even enough just for Bitcoin alone to make it smooth. Right, so they have to reset the whole thing. Now, it just so happened that the dollar index, actually the bearish retest of dollar index coincided with everything right here. Right? Now, same thing is going to happen on all these charts. It's just one thing that plays out over and over again. Alright? We've seen it before. I've laid it out for you on Bitcoin charts. You got the shoulder, head, and it's going to make another shoulder. That's going to be happening in the Wyckoff distribution phase. So, again, you got around the top right here. Okay, it's just the one pattern that's going to play out all the charts at the same time. Okay, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in one straight red candle. So it is going to go bottom out, reaccumulate, and then play to the upside. And that is why I believe the bottom for Bitcoin is very close to being in. Very, very close. And it has had a nice healthy retrace. Okay, now in the private reading yesterday with my community, I did mention why it has a good chance of going up. Well, from the first all-time high it made at 64k, it dropped 55%. In this drop, it has already dropped again 51%. Okay, now these are big corrections. Okay, they're not retracements, they're corrections. Okay, there's a big difference. Corrections basically mean hard drops. Okay, now we're not going to sit in reaccumulation for 3 months as we did in April, May, and June. Okay, that is not going to happen. We only have maybe a month, and this will happen very, very quickly because it has already dropped that much, and that in that sort of a time frame. And the Dow Jones, the SP 500 this time around have already topped out. Okay, in the first drop in April, May, and June, SP 500 and Dow Jones still had a long way to go to make a new all-time high. So that still kept Bitcoin and the crypto market going, but this time around it doesn't seem so. Okay, they've already hit their all-time high. They're in the final stage of Wyckoff distribution, and it's going to happen very quick for them, so it's going to happen very quick for Bitcoin as well. Okay, no matter what people say, they're not decoupled. Okay, if one market drops, the other drops as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the other thing is this little fractal right here. Okay, now this is another reason why I think the Bitcoin bottom is in. This fractal is actually taken from the USDT dominance. Okay, now I want to show you this because this is the perfect example of what I believe is actually going to happen in the markets. Okay, now this is a Wyckoff distribution almost played out. Right, it's almost played out. Okay, so we see we had the one bottom right here. It stayed there for 3 months, went back up, came back down, and this only happened in maybe about a month and a half. Okay, almost 2 months. So that is the period that I'm looking for Bitcoin right now. Okay, 1 month of accumulation, then 1 month of popping up and then going back. Okay, now take a closer look right here. This is the high. Okay, and what happened before that? Lower high, higher high, and then it's making a lower high right now. Okay, that's a head and shoulders. This is the pattern that I'm expecting on Bitcoin, on Dow Jones, and the SP 500. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is actually one of the only charts that I can see that has played out so well that I can actually take the fractal from. Alright? And if I take a look at Bitcoin, this fractal fits on almost perfectly. Now, why do I say almost perfectly? Well, if you've watched my videos before, I've showed you the fractal theories, right? This fractal is actually from Bitcoin itself, the final range that we had in April and May and July, right? I've put it on here. Now, if I take this bit and I overlay it on Bitcoin right now, this fractal from the USDT dominance, it fits in almost to a T. Okay? So, that is why I think the bottom for Bitcoin is almost in, about 95% done, I would say. Well, that's what the charts are showing me. Hey Saya, welcome. Thanks for coming. Okay, now 2 months. I think that's the only time period we have left for Bitcoin. Okay. Now, if I've taken trades yesterday or the day before, this is actually the time when I would take profits on the trades. Okay, it's going to range. Like I said before, this month is going to be hard for trading, and sometimes after a drop like this, it's just safe to just sit it out, wait and watch, see where it drops, see where it bottoms, if it's actually forming a range or not, rather than just stay in hopium, you know, because finding good entries is half the battle. Okay, once you have decent entries, you're guaranteed to be in profits, and if you're in profits, you can put your stop losses at entry. That means you won't lose any money, and that is what I have recommended to my trading group. They should look to lock in some profits, or at least leave their capital, leave their trades in stop loss at entry. Okay, it's a good idea. Always have a plan, and the plans, they work. They give you excellent returns. Okay, now I want to get into some altcoins. Now, the bounces on all these altcoins, they were nothing more than just bounces. Okay, we don't know if the bottom is in yet for all these altcoins. Okay, now Bitcoin dominance is still going to do its thing. I think it still has a little bit of time left before it starts to drop. Okay, it still has a little bit of move to the upside, I believe. And this, when this thing goes up, all the altcoins, they don't do so well. Okay, so have to be watchful of dominance. I think it still has a little bit more leg up, and maybe a couple more days. Yeah, the weekly is still looking good. Weekly is definitely still looking good for Bitcoin dominance. Now, what I am expecting from dominance is to break to the downside, because it's a bearish pattern. Okay, but it doesn't mean that I cannot play chop zone inside this pattern right here before it decides to break down. Okay, now it's sitting right at resistance at the very moment, which means even though the weekly has a lot of strength to go, it's going to take a lot of strength for it to push. It means the movement is going to get tired, and when it gets tired, chances are it's going to break to the downside, and pretty hard. Okay, my targets for Bitcoin dominance is sitting at about 24 to 22%. Maybe if we're lucky, depending on where it breaks down from, I would say even 19 is a possibility. Right? But by that time, definitely exiting the market. Hey Jackie, thanks for coming. Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, it's not as bad yet, thankfully, but Still early to say, so we'll just take it day by day. If I have COVID, I have COVID. What are you gonna do, right? It's not like it's only me, the entire world is suffering, so just gotta be grateful that I'm not suffering as bad. So I hope you guys are keeping safe though, Let's play some music. Kinda keeps me going. Okay. Now Phantom. All these altcoins, they look like they have a little bit of room left on the 4-hour time frame, which means they can still have a chance to go to the upside just a little bit, but honestly I don't trust it. Okay, I really don't trust it. It depends on the next couple of days, see how they play out. Okay, but I'm thinking they're going to drop back down again to make a range. Okay, well that is what I'm thinking for all these altcoins. So if you have taken trades, again, put your stop losses at entries or maybe a little bit in profits and see where they go. Okay. Now, one coin that I'm actually particularly fond of, and I keep looking at this, is Link. Now, I'll tell you why. It's the fractal. I don't know what it is, but it's the fractal that has played out almost, I would say even identical at this point. Okay. It's dropped down to exactly that level right here. Okay, nice retrace. Now, I would say if one Link is ready, it's going to go in the short term to about from $16 or $15 to about 20, 22. But then have a nice retrace again. Okay, confirm a double bottom. But the reason why I'm putting this on your radar is this final result for me on Link. Okay. This fractal is from sand. Yeah, it is from sand. And maybe there's a chance that it actually goes up and confirms the bottom at $17 and $18 and just ranges for a month before it decides to break out. But if this fractal plays out, it's going to be a nice little move, and it's going to happen very quick as well. Approximately about 400% gains. Yeah. So Link has been quiet, and for some reason I believe they have a lot of things coming in the pipeline. It just we don't know about the news yet, because we all know that the bullish news comes out at the end. Okay, so just be watchful of Link and set an alert for $22. If it breaks $22 and holds 21 and 20 as support, it's not going to be long before it breaks to the upside, and it's going to be very fast move as well. Okay, I'm seeing about a $91 Link. Okay, but it's still nothing is certain though. It's just, I don't know, something's telling me to look at this coin over and over and over again. Maybe it's the fact because it's been quiet for a year, I don't know, but just one of those things. A Link. Hey Ali, thanks man. Yeah, I'm taking care of myself. Let's see what happens in the next couple of days. It's just tough, I got a job as well. I design the jewelry, so I have to move around quite a bit, and it's not one day that I let skip by, so rest all day is not an option for me. I gotta ship an antique design that I've just made. I have to ship it to Canada pretty soon. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Alright. Now, Ethereum. Okay, many people have asked for Ethereum. I just almost never go through it. So this time I will. Okay. Now, the case with Ethereum is a little bit different to Bitcoin. Okay. Now I need to see Ethereum break and hold above 2600. Okay, so I can give a nice little accurate reading on Ethereum for the targets. Okay. I don't know, when it was round about at 3,000, something told me it was going to go back down to about 2600. And given the fact that the NFTs were in a bull market, I thought Ethereum didn't have the potential because people need Ethereum to buy the NFTs and such, so I thought it was going to drop. But now, if Bitcoin goes up to 55, 56, I think Ethereum can hit about maybe 4,400 if you're lucky. Okay, but I don't think Ethereum is going to break an all-time high. I really don't think so. Okay, because that would put Ethereum's dominance way higher, and it just won't make sense for us to have an alt season without, with Ethereum breaking an all-time high. It usually happens before the alt season, so I think it's going to do the same thing as Bitcoin. It's going to do again, head and shoulders. But Ethereum is going to make double shoulder on the right, okay, just as this. The left shoulder, I think, is going to play one here and then the bigger right shoulder. So I think a rejection from 3,800, 4,000 and then all the way up to 4,400. But that's when I would take profits on Ethereum. But given the stage of the cycle we're in at the moment, I think it's best just to use the Ethereum to trade a couple of these altcoins, Yeah, I'll check TEL for you, not a problem at all. Altcoin is a great project, but the problem with all these coins is that once you have all these coins do the same thing and they go up really, really hard, they lose a lot of, even though there's liquidity on KuCoin, they just lose a lot of momentum. And when they lose momentum, it's like no one's interested in these coins anymore, and they take a long time to go to the upside. Okay, but yeah, I'll check it. Yeah, if you've taken any trades, okay, so longing and shorting, just take profits and just put your stops at entries. Okay, I don't know, I think it's gonna, I think we're gonna have a retest of the breakouts pretty soon. Now take a look at the screen, okay, on XRP ETH. Now, I think this is one of the reasons why I like XRP so much. Mainly because the Ethereum pair and the BTC pair on XRP is bottomed out, and is bottomed out to like there is no tomorrow. Okay. Now, if you want to make some Ethereum and you still want to keep some cash on the sidelines, XRP ETH will be traded like trading BTC pairs, okay? And if you don't have any Bitcoin, but you do have Ethereum because you're an Ethereum bull, you can use this, okay? And it still gets to my targets pretty quickly, I'm gonna take this long. Okay, yeah. XRP, I think, is going to $10 this cycle. But that's mainly because the Bitcoin pair and the Ethereum pair are bottomed out pretty nicely. Okay, so the USDT pairs will be pushed on XRP. Okay, and if it doesn't do a 10x, I'm thinking at least a 6x is definitely possible. Okay, for XRP. So keep this on your radar. I'm pretty sure there's going to be bullish divergence. Yeah, look, all the way down here to up here, there's bullish divergence. It's massive, and that's on the weekly chart as well. Okay, so this is going back all the way to 2019. Okay, so from 2019 we have a bullish divergence playing out until now. That's about 3 years of bullish divergence. Okay, now XRP is one of my holdings, and I think it's going to do a 10x. So Watch this. ALTCOIN. We'll take a look at ALTCOIN. Okay, this is a problem. Well, it's such a good thing that I forgot about this coin. Okay. Now the issue with ALTCOIN is I think it's going to go back into the accumulation phase, okay? Now, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goes back to 4, takes out this wave, and then 7. Okay, it's going to need a lot of time to reaccumulate. Okay, you need a lot of time to reaccumulate. Now, this is what I meant when I said it loses momentum. Okay, when it's made its gains, then it went back up, it went back up, it went back up. Okay, but the rejection level here is so strong, and now it's just turned to here. So that's a massive, massive drop. Okay, now this is a monthly resistance level now. Okay, going all the way back to May. Now, I think it's going to range here for maybe, yeah, it's done for the cycle. Honestly, I really think it's done for the cycle. So I don't see it going back all the way to its all-time high. Okay, now if you're lucky and they want to pump it, it can go as high as maybe 2 or 3 cents. But I don't really see it going back to its all-time high. Now I can't even take a fractal from VRA and to put it on here because it's just they look completely different. Because VRA actually has a decent project. Okay, look at this. This structure right here changed everything for VRA. Okay, if I compare this, it's see like VRA right here needed 3 months to reaccumulate. ALTCOIN doesn't have that. Okay, for the it's just been going down when VRA was going up. It's just been going down ever since. Right? It failed to follow VRA. Now I think it's done. It's not your money's best invested somewhere else. Yeah, ADA I have looked at and I have told people about ADA. I think it's going to range for at least a month. Okay, but honestly, I really don't like ADA at this point. I really don't. I still think it's going to go back and maybe hit $2. Okay, but that is contingent upon it holding this level. Okay, see, it's always coming back to this 80-90 cent level, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only a matter of time before it breaks it. And I really don't like ADA because it doesn't have any real support up until 25 cents. And I really think Cardano is going to follow what XRP has done in the past. Okay, so it went all the way up to 3 something, 350, and then it stayed in around 25 cents for the 4 years, 5 years, God knows how long. Although ADA is a decent project, don't get me wrong, I really like it. But I would much rather buy it here at 38 and 25 cents than just keep holding it right now. And just with the hopium that it's going to go back to $2 or $2.50. You know what? It's going to range. I would let it range up until, let's say what it does till mid-Feb. And then watch it do something else. Okay, but look, again, like I've talked about it on Bitcoin, this is doing the same thing. It's around the top, so I don't see it going and breaking all-time high to $5. Okay, I really don't see it. I really don't. I could be wrong, you know, but when I look at this gap right here on ADA, it's just, even though the buy pressure is there, I don't think people are actually going to hold something like that when it's in a critical zone. Okay, and I'm pretty sure they'll buy it when it breaks out and holds like 125 as support. So for me, the secure buy is at 125, and I would trade it all the way up to 250 for 100% gains. Okay, that's what I would do for ADA. And let's say hypothetically 90 cents is the bottom. Look, 6/7 coming back all the way up to 225. So that to me is a risk zone. If I'm trading it, I'm selling right here, buying it at 125 and selling it. I don't care if I don't get 100%. I will definitely look to sell it around about there. LRC, I would not focus on either. Okay, I would not touch LRC either. Look, it's the same bloody thing. Now this has come all the way down to retrace, but you know why? The reason why I don't like it is this. It's done as 11x, and it's just done it recently as well. So it's done what? Accumulate. This is what we have. Okay, that's a parabolic move on the weekly, but it's took a year and a half for accumulation. Okay, now what? I don't know how long this is going to take. That's my issue with LRC. I think it's a great project though, you know, but I don't know if it's worth it after it's already done in 11x. I don't think it's gonna go back that easy to its all-time high. Okay, it needs about 3 months to reaccumulate and then go to its all-time high. I don't think we have 3 months left, and I don't believe it's just like Phantom to me. Okay, I don't think Phantom has, looking at this pattern, I don't think Phantom has that thing. Okay, I don't think Phantom has it. So I would not hold Phantom either when Hopium is going to break an all-time high. I really don't think so. Okay, at the very most, it's going to range in this area, just like Cardano did. Okay, Cardano stayed in that stage for God knows 6 months, I think. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it stayed from what? May all the way up to September. Yeah, at this state, maybe about March to August. Yeah, 6 months. Okay, and then it was such a pain for all these holders to live through this. You know, from September to October and November, this was a pain before it decided to eventually drop back down. I think Phantom and LRC is going to do the same thing. Just reaccumulate. And that's what they need to do. Nobody's gonna invest their money on something that had recently done a 10x, 11x. VRA is not in an accumulation phase right now. And I think there's a big chance VRA actually breaks this level as well. And it goes back down to about 1.5 cents. Basically, and nothing is in accumulation stage right now. We just need to see what the next week or 10 days are going to play out as. Okay, that's what I'm thinking personally. That's what the charts are showing me. Now, until Bitcoin breaks out of this chop zone, I don't see a decent little move. Okay, I think you guys came in late, so I'll just quickly walk you through it again. Okay, I think this is the range that is going to play out. This zone right here. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if it's worth it to start accumulating in this zone right here. Okay, I think it's just way better to buy in around about in the second week of Feb. I think that's the final bit. Even if you have to go in, even if I have to go in personally, but like a big position, the full position size, I would do it right there. Okay, right at the end. That's when I would look to just buy and let it go. But I just don't want to go through this chop right now. This chop is for trading. If Bitcoin comes back down to 34,000, we look for an entry and trade it all the way up to 36, 37. And then take profits. Let it come back down, do the same thing again. And then eventually, right when it's about to make a nice bullish pattern, a smaller one before it breaks out, that's when I would look to accumulate. But trading this chop it's gonna get you more money than actually accumulating the coins, because right now the risk is higher. All right. Now there's one coin, this VR. Okay. I'm not sure about VR right now because it changed the whole pattern. But while I have you here, I want to take a look at Gala and see how that played out. Because if it has the same structure still, I think it's worth it. If it doesn't, then we're gonna let it go. But VR is still a decent project, and it still has a lot of room to grow. So that's why I'm focusing on that more than I am on BRA. Okay, we just played this thing out. Alright. So let's see how the next week plays out for this. Okay, if it holds this level, 30 cents to 45, then we can look to buy and trade this. Okay? Because I think the percentage gains are going to be a lot higher and quicker than just accumulating VRA, for example. Still, time will tell, but if it holds this level, then yeah, or maybe it just comes back down to 20 cents and then it just starts to go up. Time will tell, but right now, to me, this is no trade zone, but it's definitely a must keep on radar. Okay. Yeah, stay away from accumulation phase ideas right now until Bitcoin has done its thing and the chop zone is over, or at least has half over. Then yeah, we can start to accumulate all these. But for now, just let it play out. Because you know, the reason why I'm saying for the accumulation stages is this. Look, last time it dropped, right? It played a chop zone right here. This little zone. And every altcoin did the same thing. It played a chop for about a month before they capitulated every single one of us, and it went down. Okay, so this was such a hard time to trade. It was almost impossible to keep track of, you know. So that's what I'm thinking, like maybe this is going to be the chop, and then they eventually capitulate us again and it comes back down to $14. But even if it does come back down to $14, it's still a higher low, and that is the higher low I'm waiting for. That is the higher low I've spoken of in the last month. Actually, now it's been, now that I think about it, it's been the last month, and this is the higher low. You know, just gotta wait and let's see where it leads us. But I think this is definitely going to be a nice little idea. But you know what? If you are looking to accumulate, here's something you can do. Okay, watch these coins. Okay, let's say take DOT for instance. If it comes back down to 16 and it holds 16 for a day and a half, most likely it's going back up to 19 or 18. Okay, so make the profits, and you can leave the profits in there. So you basically only take your capital out. Okay, and you trade the zone as such. So you make a couple of dollars, make a couple $100, and you leave the profits in there. So you don't even have to worry about buying it down here at 14. You know, if you've made enough on this, in this trade zone, just let it go. The profits can do their thing. You still have your capital intact. That's always a decent idea, and that's actually the best way to make profits. You know, see, one of the experts I spoke to last the last drop. Okay, he told me, look, the best way to make gains and to get more coins is do a 3x level. Okay, so once let's say you put $2,000 into LRC. LRC is done a 3x. You take your capital out, you just leave the profits just in case it goes higher. And when it goes up to 10, it does a total of 10x, you exit. You put your profits into something else. So you don't even have to worry. Basically, your profits are making more profits without you having to keep track of all that. You know, that actually made sense to me. So that's why I'm suggesting trading the range and making profits and leaving the profits in the coins might be a better solution than just accumulating when Bitcoin is going to be in a choppy phase. Hey Ali, I hope I answered your questions on LRC and ADA. Okay. See, like Sand, for example, I love this project, but I would not hold this anymore. Okay, I would definitely not. I mean, when I called this play, I was posting it since 50 something cents. Okay, 53, 60, 70 was my last push. Okay, and it ended up doing all the way, what, a 10x? For my last, yeah, look at that, 1058% it did. Now, if something, even no matter how much I love this project, I would not keep holding it because it's already done an actual of, let's take it back to 5 cents. Yeah, it's actually done a 76x this bull cycle. So for it to give us another, what, 20x, it needs to reaccumulate. So don't hold projects that are already gone up that much percentage. Okay, this is going to reaccumulate, come back down, bear flags all over the place. Now this is a bear market structure. Okay, that is a bear market structure. So look at the downtrend. Okay, you got the high, lower high, low. This is a higher low. Now it's just made a higher low. This is a downtrend. Okay, don't stay in coins like these. Like if you want to think about LRC, just focus on the coins that have already started the downtrend and then overlay the idea, the price action on to your coins. Look at this. This was still in a downtrend as well, look. And it eventually broke the channel so bad that there is no other way for it to go up, but first it has to go through the reaccumulation phase, and that is way down here, my man. 73 cents, maybe even 50. Just have to give it time. Okay, but if you do find a good trade, definitely do take it. Just watch this level. Okay, so let's see if in the next month or so it's still sitting at 75, 78. You can easily take that trade and sell it back at 140. That's 100% gains. You don't have to do anything. Okay, but that is going to be a key level. So you just sell it at a key level and make your money and get out. Be happy. So for the coins that have already started the downtrend, find a good trade on them, make 40, 60, 100%, that's what they usually do, and you exit. Okay. Now, same with Phantom. I don't think Phantom has completed its structure yet. This in the next month, I think this is what's going to happen with Phantom. And then come back down right here. Okay, 160, that's the price I'm looking for Phantom, but it needs to complete this structure first. Okay, it's a bear flag, it needs to make that before it can go down. Right now, same thing happened with HTR. Now that's why, but HTR looks a lot better. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, HTR looks a lot better than VRA does. Okay, mainly because HTR has not broken its structure. Okay, it's actually gotten it's done a full reset almost right there. Now this is what's going to happen with HTR most likely in a couple of months. I think by the bull run is over, this actually has a chance to give you another 100%. Okay? Watch this, but accumulate that for the next bull run. I think this is going to be a decent gainer project. And reaccumulate ADA as well, around 25-30 cents. And Bitcoin at 25k. Maybe even 20. Yeah, none of these that look decent enough. Okay, but all in all, I think Bitcoin did pretty well. Closing above 36k, I think it did really well. Okay, now if you're in the private community, okay, the trading rooms and the Discord, watch the video I just made yesterday. Okay, I did a screen share and I explained what I saw, why I saw Bitcoin almost bottoming, and where I see going Bitcoin in the next couple of months. Right, watch the video, and I went through the whole cycle and why I think Bitcoin can be accumulated at a much cheaper price even after it hits 56 to 58k. Okay, all right. Honestly, guys, I just wanted to come in here and just share the screen with you to let you know I'm still here, even though Bitcoin has been bearish for a couple of months now. But you know, it was a good weekly close. It was important, so I'm still writing this with you. I think we still have the last leg. Okay, and that is it. I can look at million coins right now, but since there is no clear structure, I would just wait it out at least for a day or two, and let's see what Bitcoin does again. I think it's going to retest 34k again, and that's where I would look to make some entries for the trades if there are any good ones. But for now, just patience game, honestly. Okay, if you want to make money, I think trading for the next month is your best bet, but you got to be careful. Okay, because dominance is not helping, and we got to be sure of the SP 500 and the Dow Jones. They need to stop and go into the reaccumulation phase like Bitcoin in the chop zone. Okay, so forget about the idea of over trading and making 100% gains for the next couple of days. It will take maybe a week or two. Okay, but you have to go through the chop zone. There is no other way. And you have to be waiting for the right moment to start accumulating these altcoins. But again, pick the best ones that still have a lot of momentum left. Don't just buy the coins that people are telling you about or posting on Twitter. Phantomatic, all these, I think they're done for the cycle. Okay. Alright. Thanks for coming in, guys. If you have any questions, leave the questions in the DM or just post them in the trading group that we have on Telegram. Okay, if you're not joined in the Telegram group, so there's a link in the description below. Join it. Watch my previous video. Give us a like if you like the content, and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I will be releasing a lot more info in the next couple of weeks, and I will be here writing every day this up choppiness and then the upside of Bitcoin and all these altcoins. Okay, I still believe there is an alt season left, and this is the choppiness that we need to get through because it's going to test the patience for all of us. Okay, so I'll be here, and I hope you guys are here too. All right, stay safe, guys, and stay blessed. Again, if you have any questions or if you need more info, you have any requests on altcoins, just leave them either in the comment section below, but do try and comment